I welcome you on board the FPSO. At Exxon Mobil, we are committed to the security, safety, and health of everybody engaged in executing our business, in line with our slogan of "Nobody gets hurt." While risks exist in all that we do, we believe that all accidents and injuries are preventable, both on the job and off the job. We also believe that each and every one of us has a personal responsibility for our safety and the safety of people around us. No business objective is so important that it will be pursued at the sacrifice of safety, and a job is well done only and only if it is done safely. This requires that we use all the safety tools available to us. We have the Stop, Think and Act program, which involves investing time to think through the job to be done before doing it. We have the Job Safety Analysis, JSA program, which requires you to evaluate the potential risks for every step of the work procedure and to mitigate them. We have a Step Back 5x5 program, which requires you to perform a last-minute risk assessment of the job before you commence any task. And finally, we also have a Job Observation and Intervention program.
Achieving these objectives requires that we use all the tools management have put in place to make our workplace safe. The safety orientation video you are about to watch will present the basic safety information and guidance to keep you safe while on board the facility.
Upstream Nigeria has set clear safety expectations, systems and procedures to ensure nobody gets hurt. At the heart of our operation is our goal to preserve people, the environment, our equipment and our reputation. Consequently, please be aware of these safety expectations while on our facility. Working safely and following all the safety rules discussed throughout this video is mandatory. If you choose not to work safely and/or knowingly violate our safety rules, there will be an investigation and disciplinary action may follow, up to and including termination. We take your safety seriously, and we expect you to do the same. Please display your ID card at all times and submit your luggage for security search when required. The mandatory PPE for use in the process area are steel-toed safety boots or shoes, fire-retardant coveralls, safety glasses and hard hats. Additional PPE such as hand gloves, goggles, protective suits, breathing protection may be required for specific tasks or in certain locations such as the power plant, where double hearing protection is required. Please comply with any additional PPE requirements as detailed on your work permit or as advised by your host. Flip-flops are not allowed on board, and the mess hall area is a no coverall area. Closed shoes and long pants and body covering shirts are required in the mess hall. You will be asked out of the mess hall if not in compliance. Smoking is absolutely prohibited in the process area. Designated smoking areas are on the level 3 port side. The safety officer or the medic on board will show you this and other areas during the familiarization tour after this orientation. In line with Upstream Nigeria alcohol and drug use policy, the use or possession of alcohol or illicit drugs while on our facility, or working under the influence of alcohol or drugs is prohibited. Please notify the medic on board if you are on any prescription medication which could affect your ability to safely perform your work. The use of cell phones, PDAs and cameras within the process area are prohibited. If the work activity to be conducted, however, involves taking pictures, appropriate approval and relevant work permit would be required. Please ensure compliance. This facility places emphasis on good housekeeping and waste management. Housekeeping is required to be carried out at all work areas to prevent accidents and injuries to personnel. Waste bins are positioned at strategic locations and are labelled to enable proper waste segregation. Please put all waste in the correct waste receptacle. Do not dispose oil waste through the open drain systems. Use designated containers. All work within the process area requires approved work permits accompanied by a properly written Job Safety Analysis JSA. Exxon Mobil adopt the Electronic Permit to Work EPTW for all planned works. Discuss with the operations supervisor to get set up on EPTW and ensure that all permits are closed out accordingly after work. Contact the control room or responsible person or permit issuing office for revalidation if the work is to continue to the next shift or week. The Radiation Safety Officer, RSO, will provide the radiation safety orientation when required. The facility holds routine or scheduled meetings for effective job planning and safe work management, such as shift changeover, permit meetings, job planning and hitch changeover meetings. Please contact the Offshore Installation Manager, OIM, or his designate for the timing for these meetings. Independent unit schedules are followed for daily toolbox meetings and weekly safety meeting. If a medical emergency occurs, call the medic on board on extension 27373 on any phone in the accommodation or handset in the process area and notify the operations supervisor of OIM immediately. There is a qualified medic or first aider on board. You will be shown the clinic during your orientation and facility familiarization. If you need medical attention while on board, visit the clinic or medic on board or report to supervisor. Self-medication is prohibited. If a medical emergency or infectious disease outbreak such as Ebola virus disease EVD occurs, the person in charge, PIC, or his designate will initiate the management process and communicate the required leadership or management levels immediately. Good hygiene practices must be practiced while on board this facility. This requires hand washing to prevent the spread of infections both at home and at work. You should wet your hands with soap and water, lather and wash for 40 to 60 seconds. Ensure that you wash the palms, the web of the fingers, the back of both hands, the thumbs as well as under the nails of both hands. Rinse with clean water and dry the hands with a clean disposable paper towel.
Erha FPSO is an ISPS compliant facility.
In event of any civil disturbance while on board the FPSO, do not panic. The security department will assess and address the situation and take appropriate action. Please listen to the public address system for announcement and other information. If it becomes necessary to go to a safe haven, the OIM or his designate will inform you of the designated safe havens. If a security emergency arises, please notify your host. Report suspicious security issues to the OIM or call extension 27311. The response team will inform you on the necessary actions to take for your safety. There are 3 distinct alarms on board. Process alarm, monotone,
You are
visual
not
alarm,
required to take
yellow. This indicates a process upset. The operations personnel will respond to this alarm. You are not required to muster at the assembly point on hearing this alarm. General alarms, monotone or high-low, visual alarm red. This alarm indicates a fire emergency or drill. On hearing this alarm, make your work site safe. Put all equipment in a safe state and proceed calmly to the assembly point. Further instruction will be made on the public address system. Prepare to abandon platform alarm, siren alarm,
In case
visual
of
alarm,
evacuation.
blue. This is the abandon facility alarm. You are required to muster at the assembly point when the alarm sounds. Alarm tests are conducted every Friday at noon to ensure the continued functionality and audibility of the alarm siren. Do not panic, as announcement will be made on the public address system. If you notice a fire, raise an alarm by activating the manual call point close to you and notify the control room on extension 27310. If you are trained in firefighting and the fire is at the incipient stage, you may use any of the fire extinguishers located within the facility closest to you to attempt to put out the fire, pending the arrival of the fire emergency response team. Do not, however, put yourself at risk. On activating the manual call point or hearing the alarm, please proceed to the assembly point for further instruction. Drills are conducted twice a month. Typical emergencies that could occur here are fire, substance releases, security, and medical emergencies. The response to each type of emergency differs. By participating in the drills, you'll become familiar with their response. Respond to all drills as if there are real emergencies at all times. There are 3 assembly points on USA facility. These are all clearly marked and are located as follows: 2 on level 2 outside living quarters and the muster station 3, alternate lifeboat, on module R, port side. Identify the assembly points assigned to you or closest to your work location. Station bills are posted in the control rooms and offices in the bedrooms. Please familiarize yourself with the content. As part of our proactive measures to prevent the occurrence of incidents, all hazards, unsafe acts, unsafe conditions and near misses should be reported using UC/UACT forms available on board for use. They may also be reported directly on the Impact database, an intranet site developed for this purpose. If you observe someone doing a task that could cause an accident, you have the right to politely stop such activity. Do not confront, discuss, do not accuse, offer to assist. The Safety Observation Stop card is available for immediate reporting. Please utilize the card when given. Breakfast is served between 5:30 a.m. and 6 a.m. Lunch is served from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. Dinner is served from 5:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the mess hall located on level 2. Meetings on board the FPSO are held at the TV rooms. Gambling and all forms of horseplay are not allowed on board. You may be restricted to a work area due to certain health and safety risks that may exist. These areas, having been barricaded to prevent unauthorized entry, will require adequate approval. Please keep away from these areas, or have your host or guide escort you if you must conduct any activity in the vicinity of these areas. Since there is restriction on items that can be transported to or from the facility and other Exxon Mobil facilities, you are required to declare things that you plan to travel with to the transport officers or the HLO. Please subject your luggages to security scrutiny at all times and when required. It is mandatory that you comply. It is mandatory that you watch the helicopter safety video and briefings or the boat transfer safety video before leaving the facility. Failure to watch this video may lead to your being dropped from the travel. For effective trip planning, please confirm your logistics reservation, flight or boat, with the transport personnel at least 24 hours before departure. Please ensure that you sign for and attach any identification sticker or residence identity card that may be given to you after this briefing to indicate your completion of this orientation. Also use the Stop, Think and Act card while on board and at other Exxon Mobil facilities.
After watching this safety video, it is our expectation that you will demonstrate a high level of commitment to safety by reporting hazards, unsafe acts and conditions, all injuries and incidents promptly. Be an active participant at safety meetings, trainings, and wearing the right and appropriate personal protective equipment, PPEs. Everyone who works on our facility should be able to return home safe, just as fit and healthy as when they come to work.
If you see anybody performing a job or doing anything at all in any way that can lead to an accident or cause an injury, you have an obligation to intervene and engage the person in a dialogue in order to resolve the problem. If for any reason you find yourself on the other end of that conversation, I request that you listen, knowing quite well that this is to help you and not to hurt you. For every day or part of which you spend here on the FPSO, I'd like you to say this to yourself: I will not get hurt today. That is the personal commitment we expect from each and every one of you. I wish you a safe and enjoyable stay here on the FPSO.